March is probably the most thematically frustrating month. While it has all the groundwork to be one of the most interesting and inspiring times of the year, its lack of commitment to its message undermines any chance it had to stand alongside the greats of October and December. October, for example, invests itself entirely into the spooky aesthetic, which culminates in Halloween and gives it a strong festive identity. December, with all its religious holidays, is a month-long celebration to send off the year. But what about March? Let's talk about its wasted potential. To march is to move forward, which is a really fitting name for the third month of the year. January is all about new beginnings, and February is the month in which people realize they've completely dropped the ball on all of their New Year's resolutions. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking 2022 will be my year, only to be hit by the realization that the numbers that we made up don't actually affect the quality of our current trip around the sun. This is why March is so important, as it is the turning point in the year. Either we take March head on and accept the challenge of continuing to move forward, or we give up and waste another 9 months thinking that 2023 is actually going to be the year we turn everything around. This is why it starts with the cleverly named March 4th, a day encouraging all of us to push forward. There are plenty of other March holidays that encourage the idea of forward motion. Daylight savings has us spring forward. A week later, the spring solstice marks the beginning of the season of growth. Pi Day celebrates the number 3.1415, etc., the number that just keeps on going. Even March 10th, Mario Day, celebrates the hero who never backs down from a difficult level, who is willing to fall again and again if it means getting a step closer to achieving his goals. If these were the only holidays in March, the month would have a very respectable thematic identity. Unfortunately, there are a few really notable exceptions that ultimately contradict March's themes of moving forward. The Ides of March, for example, is a day where we celebrate the murder of Julius Caesar, thousands of years ago. Lent, which happens during March, is technically looking forward to Easter, but Easter itself is also celebrating an event that happened thousands of years ago. March Madness, the month-long sporting event, is a single elimination tournament, which doesn't really provide the opportunity to keep on trucking through your losses the way that March really should be encouraging. Even Mario Day has become overly commercialized, relying more on a sense of nostalgia rather than a sense of forward momentum. Of course, if these were the only examples, we could probably overlook them for the grander purpose of March. Unfortunately, there is a green elephant in the room that needs to be addressed. Like October relies on Halloween, March bases its brand identity around one singular holiday, St. Patrick's Day. Go to any store, look at any calendar, and you will see clovers and leprechauns for the entire month. The problem here, like with the Ides of March and Easter, is that we are once again dedicating an entire day to a death that happened thousands of years ago. And this is the day that March, the only month named after a verb, is known for. What a missed opportunity. But there's no use just complaining about the problems of the month without also talking about some of the potential solutions. I've come up with a few fixes to reinvigorate March's identity. First, and most importantly, St. Patrick's Day. Rebranding the entire month would be difficult, so I recommend instead rebranding March 17th to be Irish Resilience Day. We can keep the same traditions, color palette, etc., while subtly shifting things away from St. Patrick the Man, and closer in line with the idea of recovering from hardship and pushing through struggles. Easter, which is a holiday that changes dates all the time anyway, should be moved to January, as Lent fits in really well with December's religious observances, and Easter fits in really well to January's themes of rebirth. The Ides of March can be moved to pretty much any other month and still work, but I think April could use more ominous vibes. Mario should be decommercialized, obviously, and March Madness should be a round-robin tournament all the way through. Finally, let's fix one massive missed opportunity. Probably the biggest oversight in the entire calendar. March is all about getting a jump on your problems and moving forward, so why not get a head start on the month by, once every 4 years, moving February 29th to March 0th. It makes too much sense. Now, I don't expect Congress to agree to all of my demands, but I think if we all band together, we have a decent shot at getting at least a few of these changes passed. And while no month is perfect, March has the capacity to become something truly special. If only we would let it be.